In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the details of how to hit a cut, a low cut, a high cut, when to do it, and how to do it. All right, we've got a situation here. I'm on the 18th hole at Hacienda. We've got a front right pin, got about 145 yards out, and if you've played here before, it requires a cut to hit a precise shot. The fairways slope right to left, the green slope right to left, so you hit any kind of draw in there, the ball will bounce forward and long. So, got 145 yards out. I hit my 8-iron about 150, 155 yards. So, when I'm thinking cut, when I'm thinking a high cut, I'm thinking not a hold off, swipe across, but a very full swing. I'm going back, I'm going all the way through. It's gonna be one big motion. I see so many amateurs, they try to hit a cut and they stop it here because they're trying to open the face and swing left. And the problem with that is it goes so much shorter. So I like to see a bigger finish going all the way around. So in the beginning, you might try to hit a cut, it might not cut, but you've got to feel, all right, I want to see a big backswing, a big follow through for a cut, not held off. And if you are a normal drawer of the ball, which most good golfers tend to draw the ball, your swing path and your swing, it's going to feel so far left, and that's going to be the hardest part. So I like to see ball position a little forward, aim a little left, club face is going to be a little open, but the most important thing is for a high cut, big, full swing. Let me demonstrate. Ooh, I hit that one really nice. When you're hitting draws and cuts, when you're cutting the ball, you must start the ball left, and the ball must end up left. We don't usually aim towards trouble like a hazard or water and cut it off the water. That's a bad way to play golf. What you're trying to do is start the ball away from the trouble, and the trouble in this situation is right, so there could be water right or hill right, and you're trying to hit towards it. So you must, it's so important to start it way left, make sure the ball ends up left. Good cutters of the ball, they don't cross pins. And what I mean by that is when you're trying to hit a cut, the ball starts left and it goes right of the target. Then you're crossing the pin. I've always learned when you're hitting a cut, the ball should start left and end up left of the target. If you are hitting a draw, you should start it right and the ball should end up right of the target. And that's a really good rule of thumb. So that's something to think about. Okay, now I'm going to get into a situation where we're going to hit a low cut. This is a very, very difficult shot because when you're cutting the ball, you're opening the face in a sense, and the ball never goes low enough. It always gets up in the air too high. And I see so many golfers, they go, well, how do you hit a low cut? Well, put it back in your stance and trying to do all this. It's to learn how to hit a low cut, you got to start with less loft. So I'm going to go from my 8-iron to my 7. It's going to be a completely different swing. This is where you hold it off, where you saw it off, where you have an abbreviated finish. I like to think when I'm hitting a low shot, I have a low finish, and when I'm hitting a high shot, I have a full finish. Another thing I like to think about is roll. When you're hitting a low shot, don't try to hit like a knockdown and fly it right to the pin. Try to land it short and roll the ball up. And I promise you, when you first start doing this, the ball will not roll nearly as much as you think. So, the mechanics of it, it's pretty simple. Narrow stance, ball a little bit back, hands forward. You're going to swing left, and you're going to stop the finish as short as you can. So the big thing that you need to learn is kind of the nuance of hitting a low cut. Is how far left do I need to swing? How much open does the club face need to be? And yeah, I could sit here and tell you about you know, your club path and your face to path and all that, but that's the worst way to learn it. It's almost like learning how to make a right turn, and you learn that you got to turn the wheel 77 degrees. It's irrelevant. You have to understand the idea that when you make a right turn, you turn the wheel and the car makes a right. And our brain, our body is so smart that it can just adjust and feel it, just like a golf shot. And we need to really learn it that way. So let me demonstrate. I'm gonna hit a 7-iron. I'm gonna try to get the ball to roll up to the green. I'm gonna land it short, 10, 15 yards short. And it's gonna be a very low, abbreviated follow through. Okay, let me demonstrate. I'm gonna aim left, ball a little bit back. There we go. Super low. So that one, I broke my own rule. I don't hit enough low cuts that low, so it's something that I need to work on. That ball started and ended up more right than I thought. So you got to go back. Remember, when you're hitting a low cut or a high cut, the only place you really can't miss it is right. And I want you to really think about that. Work on getting the ball down. Play around with it a little bit. If you're hitting an 8-iron, maybe it's a 7, maybe it's a 6, maybe it's a 5. But what it's not, or where you don't want to start, is trying to hit a low 8-iron where you would hit a high 8-iron with the 8-iron. I know that gets a little wordy, but start with less loft because you are opening it. Try to get the ball to run. Think about those things, and it'll really help you learn to hit low cuts and high cuts. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you in the next video. Let me know in the comments below how your cuts are coming along.